What's going on, everybody? You are listening to the S3. I am JD. She is Miss Lady M, or Miss Sniffles, as I call her.
I'm going to try to keep it out of the show.
She's
2 days
got
without allergy medicine,
allergies.
and I'm paying the price.
Yeah. All right. Today, I'll try and do most of the talking. We've got NASCAR's All-Star Weekend in North Wilkesboro Speedway. So we're going to do the rundown on that. Xfinity Series is actually off this week. The trucks are racing here momentarily. We're not going to touch on them a little bit. I'll tell you a little bit about the race, but outside of that, it'll be mostly about what's happening Saturday and Sunday for the big guys, for the Cup Series. So we'll talk about that. The NFL schedule came out earlier on this week, so we're going to dissect. We're going to go through the Patriots and the Cardinals because I'm from Boston. We're both Patriots fans, and we live in Arizona, so we got to touch on the Cardinals as well. So we'll look at their schedules, kind of give our way too early predictions based on what we think their schedule is going to be, wins and losses, and then we'll also touch a little bit on some Diamond talk, baseball. Red Sox and Arizona Diamondbacks, which, by the way, I will be back in the press box tomorrow evening at Chase Field representing Sports Media X, which is our media brand. I'll be up there covering all the big plays, inning by inning, what's going on with that. But first,
where can they follow you on X?
Why would I want them to follow Stalker Alert? They can follow me at Smart
inning by
Side.
inning plays.
SMWAHTSIDE, Smart Side. Just spell Smart Side and just replace the R with another.
Yeah, just throw out you're going to be there giving inning by inning updates and then not tell them where to get the updates.
That's why the Smart Side definitely doesn't lie with me. All right, so we'll jump into that here in a little bit. But first, if you are looking to start a podcast, you will need a hosting plan to actually upload your podcast to and use the RSS feeds to download to like Apple Podcasts and whatnot. So if you are looking to get started and you want an excellent deal, you can actually get a 1-month free trial by going to podbean.com/CoachJD. That's podbean.com/CoachJD. You will get a 1-month free trial of their unlimited plan, which is the exact same plan that we use for both of our podcasts. Podbean is real simple to use. Obviously, if I'm using it, it can't be that difficult, and allows you to syndicate it pretty much everywhere. So podbean.com/CoachJD on that. And finally, I actually did a video today on this that I'll be releasing, but with the temperatures already over 90 degrees here in the valley, it's a matter of time before we hit triple digits, and that means hydration. You need a tumbler that can withstand the summer heat and keep your water cold. That's why we went to SWFLpromos.com. Shout out to Angelica at SWFL Promos for our personalized laser edge tumblers. Check that sweetness out. These are also heavy enough to where you can use them as weapons. They don't promote that, but I mean, hey, if this is what you got, use it. Anyway, so make sure you go to either SWFLpromos.com or go to CoachJeffDemers.com/partnerships and click on the SWFL Promos button and pick up yours today. Make sure you tell Angelica that JD and Lady M sent you. All right, what's first?
Headlines and horrible dad jokes.
Headlines and horrible dad jokes. Some of the headlines you might know, some of the dad jokes are mostly terrible. But if you use them, that's on you. We warned you ahead of time. Headline number 1, the Minnesota Timberwolves absolutely throttled the Denver Nuggets in Game 6 by 45 points last night. Wow.
Yeah.
Like, what?
So unexpected.
I want to say that Denver just knew ahead of time. Game 7's in their house. But here's the problem. The first 2 games of this series were in Denver, and Minnesota won both of those.
Yeah. Well, last night, this game felt like the Nuggets hit a point where they just completely gave up.
That's what I'm
no
saying.
fight, no anything. They were like, whatever, we'll do it in game 7. And if you
Yeah.
want to win, you kind of can't. You got to play each game like it's the last game. I
Yeah.
can't remember the quote from Jason Tatum, but he's always saying it's like a game by game
Yeah.
process. You have to do that though if you want to have a champion mindset. So
Well, they are champion. They are the defending champions, but I think they may have overlooked the Minnesota Timberwolves in this point. I would
yeah,
not be surprised if the
they got
Timberwolves
themselves
pulled
into
this one
trouble.
off. Yeah.
The Wolves are rabid.
All right, Lady M, what do you call a criminal landing an airplane?
I have no idea.
Condescending. Condescending.
All right.
It's actually pretty good. Headline number 2. I don't know if you saw this today. Most of the sports world already heard this. World number 1 golfer on the PGA Tour, Scotty Scheffler, was arrested this morning when he arrived at the PGA Championship for allegedly dragging a police officer with his vehicle after the officer tried to get him to stop to give him instructions, and Scheffler accelerated, dragging the officer. Scheffler was released and did play in today's second round. He faces charges of second-degree assault of a police officer, third-degree criminal mischief, reckless driving, and disregarding traffic signals from an officer directing traffic. The assault charge is a felony. The others are misdemeanors. That article, the full article, is on ESPN.com. Scheffler, by the way, called the entire incident a huge misunderstanding of what he thought he was being asked to do.
He thought they asked him to drag the officer down the street.
Apparently.
Hey, can you just it was for like to point B?
It was for like another 10 to 20 yards, according to witnesses. Did tear up the guy's uniform.
Well, yeah, my brother got dragged by a car. It beat him up good. Like he looked like he'd been assaulted by multiple people.
Yeah,
that's no joke.
And
you know, damage in a few
speaking
seconds
of which, let's follow it up with a joke. All right, because it's a perfect place after talking about dragging cops through the streets. It's just
so appropriate. Yes, let's
All right. Joke. What's a skeleton's favorite type of road? What's a skeleton's favorite type of road?
I have no idea.
A dead end.
Oh.
All right. Headline number 3, the Boston Bruins play tonight in Game 6 against the Florida Panthers. Bruins are hoping to stave off elimination and force a Game 7. Bruins, Brad Marchand is a game-time decision, and I'm trying not to peek at the score because I know they're about to start. So hopefully he's playing. Right?
I feel like I'm not allowed to watch after what happened in the last game.
You didn't watch last time and they won, so we're not superstitious.
I was like, I don't want to watch the way they've been playing, and then they went and slaughtered, and I was like, well, what is that supposed to mean? I'm not supposed to be watching.
Yeah, I mean, we're not superstitious, but we are a little stitious.
Little bit.
Just a little stitious. All right, so like she's gonna have to find something else to do. Headline, joke number 3. What did the alien say to the landscaper?
No idea.
Take me to your weeder. All right, that's terrible. All right, awful. Headline number 4. The Indiana Pacers take on the New York Knicks today in Game 6 of their matchup. Knicks lead the series 3-2. This game is in Indiana. Real quick, who wins this game?
I really thought the Knicks were going to win the series, but I feel like the Pacers are probably going to force it to Game 7.
Okay, all right. I think Indiana pulls it out
real
today.
Hard, and they're going to get to be on their home turf tonight. I could see them winning tonight.
I think so. I think the Pacers are going to pull it off tonight. All right. Final joke. How many ears does Captain Kirk have?
2? I don't know.
That is incorrect. The answer is 3. He has the left ear, the right ear, and the final front ear. Wow. That was bad. The final front ear.
That was quite a stretch for you. Yeah.
3 years, babe. All right, what's next? Jesus Christ.
NASCAR All-Star Weekend at North Wilkesboro Speedway.
All right, this NASCAR segment is brought to you as always by Mama Hot Sauce. Park that RV and become the talk of the track at NASCAR Weekend when you're cooking with Mama Hot Sauce. Mama Hot Sauce, don't be a wimp. Pick up that flavor today at www.mamahotsauces.com. We are fans of the hot sauce. We've got about 6 bottles on the shelf today. It can get hot. Like, we didn't try their hottest, like, which is the Trinbago Scorpion, I believe. But I did do the Mama number 10 special, and yeah, that, like, I had to be reaching for the milk.
Yeah.
So
you got me to
it
try
was
it. It was too rough for me.
It was a little
I
tough.
take it to my mom.
But at the same time, they've got like jalapeno verde, like a lot of good stuff. Ghost is really good, little hot but good.
The chili chipotle.
Chili chipotle is probably my favorite.
They're so good.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite one. So go to mamahotsauces.com and check them out. Anyway, NASCAR news and notes. Let's get into it. Let me bring it up. I actually get emailed this stuff from NASCAR Communications to go over with you special people. Let's start off with today before we get into the All-Star race. The Truck Series is racing today. Yeah. It is the Wright Brand 250. The place, of course, is North Wilkesboro Speedway. Track length 0.625 miles of asphalt oval. Sounds like a dirty word. The date, of course, is tomorrow. Oh, I'm sorry. They're racing tomorrow. The time is 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The total purse, $730,651. For TV, you can start tuning in at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on FS1. You can also listen to it on MRN Radio and Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. The total distance, again, is 156.25 miles. That's a total of 250 laps. Stage 1 ends on lap 70. Stage 2 ends on lap 140. And final stage ends on lap 250. So make sure you check that out tomorrow. There's plenty of stuff going on today, tomorrow, and, of course, Sunday.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the NASCAR All-Star Open. Now, this is not the All-Star race, although it does take place a few hours before the actual race. So basically what happens is there are 17 drivers that are already in the All-Star race. All right. And I will actually go over them here real quick. It is Ross Chastain in number order, apparently. Ross Chastain, Kyle Larson, Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, AJ Allmendinger, Chris Buescher, Martin Truex Jr., Christopher Bell, Joey Logano, William Byron, Michael McDowell from Arizona, by the way, Tyler Reddick, Ricky Stenhouse, and Daniel Suarez. Now, the Open has a ton of other drivers who are basically trying to get into the final 3 spots. So there'll be 20 spots. There will be whoever finishes in the top 2 are in, and then the fan vote gets in.
Okay.
Right. So it's not the top 3, it's the fan vote. So
if you did not hear your driver, you should probably want to make sure to go vote for him. That's what I'm getting out of this.
Speaking of which, all right, Austin Cindric, Austin Dillon, Josh Berry, Corey LaJoy, Noah Gragson, Chase Briscoe, Kaz Gralla, Harrison Burton, Bubba Wallace, Daniel Hemrick. I'm totally surprised Bubba Wallace didn't make the All-Star race.
Right.
Daniel Hemrick, Todd Gilliland, Ryan Preece, John Hunter Nemechek, Eric Jones, Alex Bowman. May have heard of him. Justin Haley, Ty Gibbs, Timmy Hill, Zane Smith, and Carson Hocevar. So out of that list, I would probably take Wallace. So I'm trying to assume that they're getting into the race tonight. So Wallace, Bowman.
Is Ty Gibbs back there?
Ty Gibbs is back there.
I remember hearing. Okay.
Yep. He's in the Open.
Okay.
Let me see. Maybe Ty Gibbs, or I like Josh Berry. Stewart Haas Racing, number 10. So let's say, excuse me, number 4, number 10. Number 10 is Noah Gregson. All right. As a matter of fact, all of Stuart Haas Racing cars are actually trying to get in to this, I believe.
Interesting.
Yeah, Ryan Preece is also trying to get in. He's another one to look out
Okay.
for. So
Okay.
my 3 would be Wallace Bowman and hopefully Josh Berry gets in. So Berry actually was voted in before. Maybe he can get in again.
Maybe. I
So,
would do basically the same, but I would have done Ty Gibbs over Josh Berry.
all right. We will see then. Who's right? Who's wrong? I won't be able to watch this race because I'll
You'll
be
be
in the
at the
press
game.
box. Actually, no, that's at 10 o'clock in the morning our time. Hell yeah, I'm watching that. No.
Okay.
No, it's at
So that's
5:30.
Sunday?
Nope. I'll be out the door.
Okay.
Nope. I'll be out the door. That's at 2:30 our time, Pacific Standard Time. Damn it.
Yeah,
All right.
that'll be right when you have to leave.
Yep. So that again is at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The total purse $678,000, give or take a few hundred. On TV, FS1, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, you listen on MRN Radio, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio, distance 62.5 miles. We'll actually go over all the rules for these races here in a minute. And then you got the Cup Series, which is the All-Star race on Sunday, the official All-Star race. The length, again, 0.625 miles. It starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The purse is $3.784 million. The winner gets $1 million. So nice chunk of change right there.
Yeah.
That is on FS1 starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Distance 125 miles. Let's get into it because there's a lot of stuff to talk about on the tires here. NASCAR and Speedway Motorsports announced details for the 2024 NASCAR All-Star Race to be held on Sunday, May 19th for the second consecutive year at the newly paved North Wilkesboro Speedway. Remember when they were doing construction and they found like the bootlegging tunnels and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
This is what they were doing. They were repaving it for the race. So it'll feature 2 heat races to set the All-Star Race starting lineup, a 100-lap All-Star Open and a 200-lap main event. Several new features will debut, including a tire strategy element, a new qualifying and pit crew challenge format, and pitting requirements. The spotlight will be on the stars of the sport as they take on these new challenges at the historic 0.625-mile track in the annual exhibition event for the grand prize of $1 million. The signature new element in this season's format centers around tire type and allotment. Potentially 3 different tires will be utilized throughout the event weekend. A prime tire, which is the base tire. This is a Goodyear tire that they tested at Wilkesboro already. So they've got what they call the prime tire. Then they have an option tire, which are slick tires, but made with the same rubber as the wet weather tires. So basically it makes it a softer tire with more grip, but it wears a lot faster.
Right.
Okay, so you can go faster for shorter periods of time,
Which
and then
could
your tire
definitely
falls apart.
affect you because they have limits on how many times you can change your tires.
And then they will have a wet weather tire just in case the track is wet. But if the track is not wet, those tires are not to be used. So here's the particulars. Teams will be allotted 9 sets of tires for the event weekend. For practice qualifying, the heat races, and the open, teams will be allotted 3 sets of prime tires and 2 sets of option tires. For the All-Star race, teams will have 2 sets each of primes and options. All 4 tires on the car must be the same type at all times.
Right.
Only the prime tire will be used during both qualifying sessions. For practice, the heat races, and NASCAR All-Star Open, teams will have the option to start on any type of tire. All teams will start on the option tire for the All-Star race itself. This season, NASCAR All-Star Weekend will be similar to last year's with a simplified format, featuring, again, 2 heat races to set the All-Star race starting lineup, a 100 lap All-Star Open, and a 200 lap main event. Several new features will debut, including tire strategy element, a new qualifying / pit crew challenge format, and
Mm,
pitting requirements. So here's how it unfolds starting today. The All-Star Open qualifying format is as follows. You have 2 laps. The fastest lap counts. Traditional qualifying session. Qualifying results determine the starting lineup for the NASCAR All-Star Open. So all the people that didn't make the actual one yet, they will be qualifying, and they must be on a prime tire.
okay.
Then you have the All-Star Race qualifying format as well this evening. There are 3 laps, including 1 pit stop.
Oh,
Competitors
interesting.
will, yes, during qualification, competitors will take green flag, run 1 lap at speed, and on the second lap will
At the
proceed,
pit.
maintaining pit road speed and pit road, to one of the 2 designated pit stalls for a 4-tire stop with a mock fuel delivery. This
Hmm.
is weird. It
Yeah.
says when the pit stop is complete, the cars will exit pit road, maintaining pit road speed, and race
Right.
back to the checkered flag. Qualifying time will be the total elapsed time from the green flag to the checkered flag.
Oh,
Pole
wow.
sitter will sit on the pole for the Heat Race 1 and the All-Star Race. Again, they must be using the prime tire. But wait, there's more for Friday. The NASCAR All-Star Pit Crew Challenge format is as follows. It's the fastest pit stop based on the stops that they already made during qualifying.
Okay.
The pit crew with the fastest pit stop during the NASCAR All-Star Race qualifying attempt is the winner of the Pit Crew Challenge. Pit
Okay.
Crew Challenge results determine the order of pit picking. So they get to pick their
Oh,
spot. This can be
interesting.
big.
Yeah, that could be huge.
You don't have to be the best qualifier, but if
Talk
your
about
crew is the
a
best, you can get
pit
the
strategy.
best spot. I
Right.
like it.
I do. That's
Um,
interesting.
let's move into Saturday.
Okay.
May 18th, I believe it will be. NASCAR All-Star Heat Races 1 and 2 formats are as follows. You have 2 heat races, 60 laps each. The 17 drivers already locked into the NASCAR All-Star Race field will split into 2 60-lap heat races. How do they split 17 drivers into 2? I hate to
I
be
mean,
that half a
somebody's
car
back there
that's
by
trying to
themselves
make
at
it.
the
Yeah.
end.
All right. That'll take place on Saturday night, which will determine the starting lineup for the All-Star race. All laps, caution, and green flag will count. Each heat race will get 1 chance at overtime if needed. Results of Heat 1 will establish the inside row for the All-Star race. Results of Heat 2 will establish the outside row for the All-Star race. All-Star caution, quote unquote, at or around lap 30 of each heat race with mandatory 4-tire pit stops. The remaining teams not already locked into the NASCAR All-Star race will compete in the All-Star Open, which brings us to Sunday. The All-Star Open format is as follows. The All-Star Open on Sunday, May 19th, will feature the 20 drivers not previously eligible for the All-Star race. The All-Star Open will be 100 laps, 62.5 miles. All laps, again, caution and green flag will count. The Open will get 1 chance at overtime if needed. The All-Star caution at or around lap 50 with mandatory 4-tire pit stop. And 3 open drivers will advance to the All-Star race, the top 2 race finishers, and the fan vote winner. So you can actually get online and actually vote for Bowman to get in. Not saying he's not going to win, but I kind of just said he's not going to win.
I mean, what's your excuse though? If your favorite driver's not already on the list, you should be voting regardless. It's not a matter of faith or not. It's a matter of a
Yeah, just vote
fanship,
for
I
him,
guess. Is the way to
just in
put it.
case. Yeah,
Yeah,
vote early, just in case. All right,
I agree.
which brings us to the granddaddy of them all. The All-Star race format is as follows on Sunday. Technical rules for cars will remain the same as other NASCAR Cup Series short track races. The NASCAR All-Star race will be 200 laps for 125 miles. Teams must start All-Star race on the option tire. Teams will have 2 sets each of primes and options. All 4 tires on the car must be the same type at all times. All laps, again, both caution and green flag will count. NASCAR overtime rules are in effect with unlimited attempts. All-Star caution at or around lap 100 and lap 150. Each team must execute a 4-tire stop during the lap 100 All-Star caution. The All-Star race winner again gets $1 million.
Right.
Holy hell. That's a lot.
Yeah.
All right. So active All-Star winners. Kyle Larson has 3 wins. Ryan Blaney has 1. Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, and Denny Hamlin all also have 1. Active All-Star poll winners. Kyle Busch has 4. Suarez has 1. Larson has 1. And Denny Hamlin has, again, 1. That is pretty much it for the All-Star race. That's a lot.
Yeah. The pit stop thing is really cool. I like that.
I do like that, you know,
challenging the pit crews.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely put the pit crews in the spotlight for once. Right. I like it a lot.
It makes sense about how they've been introducing a pit crew every race this season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like how they do that
they're
too.
Clearly intending to bring them more into the spotlight, and they should be because they're just as important a part of the race in their own way.
Right. Speaking of which, like, look, if you played college football and it didn't work out in the NFL, go work for NASCAR.
The majority
of people
they all do.
Yeah. The majority of people in the pit crews at every level have played some type of sport in college.
Yeah.
Like the majority of them, not all of them, but the majority of them have.
Like
most of them are like tight ends and linemen, and yeah.
There might be one guy per pit crew that didn't. It's been pretty crazy.
That's where they get them. That's where they get them. Am I missing anything on this one? No, I do not believe so. Who is your overall winner of the All-Star race? It can't be your favorite driver.
We don't even know if my favorite driver is going to be in the race. So out of who we know is going to be in the race.
Do you want to know who Joel picked already? Joel Willman, our friendly
no, let me pick
driver.
First and then tell me.
Okay.
I'm trying to think because I know Truex or Hamlin are going to fight tooth and nail for it, but something in my gut says Larson.
Larson's a solid pick. That was Joel's number 2.
Okay.
That was Joel's number 2. He actually picked. Oh shit! Who did he pick? He told me. He picked. Why don't I just tell you who I'm going to pick? I can't pick Kyle Busch. I know that much. So I think this is Denny's year. I think he's going to win this, and then he's going to put that $1 million into 23XI. And be like, yeah. Actually, I think he has to split it with his race team with Joe Gibbs. Yeah. So, okay. So Joel has picked the quote unquote short track ace, Ryan fucking Blaney. I still love that from NASCAR Speed. NASCAR Speed. What was it called on Netflix?
Speed.
Full speed. Thank you. Yeah. If you watch NASCAR Full Speed, that's how his girlfriend basically tells him.
But yeah,
his wife tells him before. Before he gets into the car at every race, you are Ryan fucking Blaney.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And Ryan fucking Blaney won the championship last year. So
yeah,
maybe every wife, I want to see it taken to a next level. Like maybe they just give him a couple backhands. Be like, you're tough. You're tough. You can do this. Just like right on camera. Right? Maybe knee him in the nuts. You can take it. He's like, I can take it. Like, all right. Maybe that might be a little going overboard. Maybe.
If we ever do another Talladega Nights, I'm sure that'll be in there somehow.
Got this. Don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch. What? Could you imagine somebody as nice as like Bowman? Like, I don't even know if he has a wife or a girlfriend, but she just comes out and be like, "Stop being a little bitch and get out there and freaking win this fucking race."
Right.
Whoa! And then he does, and it's awesome. And then that's the next Netflix show. So
Right. Right.
stop being a little bitch. Or Kyle Busch's son, Braxton, just come out and be like,
guy.
"Come
Little
on, Dad. Look, grab your nuts and get out there. Let's go." I just want to hear somebody else just like take Ryan fucking Blaney to the next level, right? I just want somebody to take it to the
Escalate it a
very
little
next
bit.
level.
Right.
That's cool. All right, moving on. What's next?
Eye on the diamond.
Eye on the diamond. All right, so there's two teams that we follow here. Being from the Boston area, obviously I'm a Sox fan, but I cover the Arizona Diamondbacks as well as a few other teams here in the Valley. As a part-time guy while we're building our brand. I'll be back in the press box again mañana, which is French for tomorrow. Don't fact check that. The Boston Red Sox are currently sitting in fourth in the AL East, just behind the Tampa Bay Rays and 7.5 games behind the first place Evil Empire, also known as the New York Yankees. They start a 6-game road trip today with 3 games in St. Louis first and then 3 more games against Tampa Bay, who they just lost 3 out of 4 to.
Yeah. They're having a
For
little
the
bit of a
Diamondbacks.
rougher season than I expected out of
they're
them.
a little tough. They've had to rely a lot on rookies.
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4 of their starters in their lineup are rookies, and that was not the plan at the beginning of the season.
Right.
And a couple of their pitchers are rookies as well. Again, not the plan. So, 7 games out, not terrible. For the Diamondbacks, they continue their homestand with a 3-game series against the Detroit Tigers that again starts this evening down at Chase Field in central Phoenix, downtown Phoenix, Arizona. Arizona is currently sitting in third place in the NL West, 7 games behind the Dodgers. Let me ask you this. Who has more wins this season? Because I know how big of a baseball nut you are. Who has more wins this season, the Dodgers or the Yankees?
Unfortunately, I would guess the Yankees.
I hope you're wrong. I hope you are wrong. But anyway, that's pretty much it for that. What's next?
NFL schedule release.
I moved on from that abruptly because, listen, people, the New York Yankees ruined my childhood. So fuck them and any success that they are trying to have in the next 50 years or before I die. Screw them. I have 2 favorite baseball teams, the Boston Red Sox and anybody that beats the freaking New York Yankees.
Yep.
Although we basically own them. We haven't had the best team every year, but as far as winning championships, we've owned them since 2004. Like, we've got way more than they do. So, with that being said, what is next anyway? Say it again.
Where did it go? NFL schedule release.
Ryan fucking Blaney. Stop being a bitch. All right. All right. So the schedule came out this weekend. We are going to run down the schedule pick by pick. Remember, our Patriots suck, right?
Yeah.
They were terrible last year. There's a lot of enthusiasm right now around the team.
They're going to be pretty terrible at a start. It's going to take them a minute to get their feet under them, if nothing else. They got to come back together. With all the shuffling and whatnot, so.
I'm one of the biggest fans. I've been a fan since 1985, sitting on my living room floor with my foster family around me, watching them get their ass kicked by the Chicago Bears in the big game. Right? That's the night I didn't become a Bears fan. I became a Patriots fan that night.
Yeah.
And so it's been extremely tough until some guys named Tom Brady and Bill Belichick came along. As I will give them equal credit, even though
It would have looked different if either piece of the puzzle was missing. So you do have to give them both credit.
Well, here's the thing. To quote Bill Belichick at Tom Brady's roast, people always ask who was more responsible for our success. Well, I drafted the fucking guy, so there you go. Loved it.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
True story.
It is true story.
All right. And then he benched. He then made the call to bench the $100 million quarterback, Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah.
For Tom Brady. So, yeah no. If, I'm going to go off on a tangent here. Let me just say this. What if this happened? What if this happened with Tom Brady there? Bill Belichick says, no, Bledsoe is healthy. He's the starter of the team. And then Brady sits for the next 4 years and does nothing.
Yeah, it would have looked a lot different.
Yeah.
It looked a lot different.
Yeah, because of that one decision. All right. So starting out preseason schedule, I believe they've got the Panthers preseason. Look, preseason matters only for injuries and for two things: injuries and players that are trying to make a roster spot. That's it. Right. Wins don't matter. Losses don't matter. Interceptions, touchdowns, points scored. None of that matters. It's basically like that game show. Awesome game show. Not sure why it's not still on. Whose line is it anyway? It's where the prizes are made up and the points don't matter.
I do think that if you came out and gelled together more as a team than you were expecting to right off the bat and had like real good synergy, it could help with a morale boost going into the season. That's the only way. But that was a lot of like ifs and coulds.
Yep. You know what I love though, because I'm a huge Bill Belichick supporter.
Yeah.
Because he did not get enough credit from Patriot fans with his knowledge of football.
Yeah.
Right. So what I love is all last year, the year before, it's all Bill Belichick is cheap. He's not paying to bring people in. Get rid of him. Da-da-da. First year, he's gone. Robert Kraft is cheap. He is not paying to bring people in. Look, people, shut the hell up.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going on here. All right. Or maybe you do now, but you didn't then. Right? The owner always has control of over the purse.
Right.
Always.
Right.
Always.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so moving on. That's my Bill Belichick rant. All right. Week 1 in preseason, they play the Carolina Panthers. The Philadelphia Eagles, both, by the way, first two are at Gillette Stadium. And then week 3, they are at the Washington Commanders. So I don't know if we're going to be able to see Jalen Daniels against the Patriots, because usually if he's going to be the starter, usually starters sit out the final preseason game. They might get a series in the final game, right? So we may or may not actually see that. All right. Now, let's jump into the actual schedule. And as I say it, based on where we're at now. Now, remember, as of right now, May is supposed to be sitting and learning.
Right.
He's supposed to be sitting. So this is what we are basing this off of. Jacoby Brissett is starting quarterback. We've got a veteran quarterback that does have wins under his belt.
Yeah.
All right. He has no titles, but he's a solid quarterback.
Yeah.
Like if he's the backup for the next 2 or 3 years, I would be happy with that. He's a solid backup, but he might be able to get you a few wins.
Yeah.
All right. So Jacoby Brissett is the guy at quarterback for week 1. Keep in mind also that Jacoby Brissett came over with Van Pelt. Van Pelt's the offensive coordinator, came over from Cleveland. Okay. So Jacoby Brissett already knows this offense.
Yeah.
Also, on a side note, Bailey Zappi should not see one freaking minute of playing time in the regular season before Drake May. Not one.
Okay. I can back that up.
Not one. At best, Bailey Zappi should be the emergency third quarterback.
Right. Which is what he was to start with, from what I remember.
Actually, at best, he should be the practice squad quarterback because Milton, the other rookie that they drafted, has he's probably got, out of all the quarterbacks, he's got the strongest arm. Like, by far. This guy threw an orange. Granted, it's not a football. He threw an orange 110 yards.
Wow.
Like, yeah. Like, that's like throwing a baseball from center field to the press box behind home plate.
Right.
On a rope.
A lot of power, yeah.
Okay. All right. Moving on. So let's jump into it. So they start out on the road against Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. You got a healthy Burrow, hopefully, right? You've got a healthy Chase. You've got a healthy receiving core, minus Boyd, who went to Tennessee, maybe, I want to think. But they've got their top two wide receivers, okay, which is good. Their running backs are going to be different, I believe. I don't know if Mixon re-signed with them. I don't think he did. I think he went elsewhere. With that being said, so Patriots, new offense, new wide receivers, new quarterback, new image. Do they win on the road at Cincinnati?
Probably
Granted,
not. Probably
not. Our defense is pretty good still.
The Bengals are pretty good offensively, though. So I don't know if it might balance out. I think just because we're going to be getting our feet under us, and it'll be the first time like the team that we're intending to play each season will beat all together. And it's all new and everything. And the Bengals are pretty decent. I don't have a good feeling about it for
I would mark that down with an L. Write that down.
Yeah.
Right, an L for both of us.
I do not have anywhere to write that down. So if you were serious, it's not happening.
I dumped all my stuff on the floor
off of
my desk before this. Okay.
Got it.
All right. So week 2, they have their first home game against Jackson Smith and Jigba. We are big Smith and Jigba fans. We know the brothers. And when we say we know the brothers, we actually know them. We're not saying it because they're black. Don't be stupid.
You're good kids.
Keenan's playing AAA ball right now for the Indians.
Yeah.
The Indianapolis Indians, which is the Pirates AAA ball, batting about 250 now. He's gone down a little bit. So we know them. So it's going to be hard to cheer against them, but we're Patriot fans. So do the New England Patriots win their home opener with the new look Patriots offense against the Seattle Seahawks?
Against the Seahawks, they only have one game under their belt, and it was probably a loss.
Tick, 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 tick.
I know, it's a close one. It's hard for me.
You don't have to get it right. If you get it wrong, we'll just ridicule you and embarrass you and laugh at your face and all that stuff. So it's okay. You don't have to get it right. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I think there's a chance there, a higher chance that we could win it, but I kind of still think we're probably going to take the L on that one too.
All right, you're taking the L. I'm taking the W. I'm taking the W on that one. Next up, they are on the road against the hopefully Aaron Rodgers-led New York Jets. And he lasts longer than 5 minutes.
I mean, he'd already be gone by this point in the season. If that goes bad again.
All right.
Poor guy.
At the Jets. The Jets were the one teams we actually got a win against last year. Matter of fact, 2 wins against last year.
Right. I would actually say I think we could win this one, even if Aaron Rodgers is there.
Awesome. I am not with you. I think that's a loss because that defense against this offense, I don't think that our offense is going to be moving that well just yet.
Yeah.
They still have perhaps the best defense in the league next to maybe San Francisco.
Okay.
All right.
I see that.
So in Baltimore. Week 4, New England Patriots at, speaking of which, San Francisco 49ers traveling to the West Coast.
Big L there.
Yeah, that's an L. I'm giving them an L there. Next up, can we finally beat Tua and the Miami Dolphins in New England for week 5?
Yeah.
Can we do it?
Yeah.
You're saying yes.
I think I can give him a win on that one.
You're saying Bill Belichick couldn't put together a defense to win one game against Tua for his young career.
Yeah.
But our new coach, Gerard Mayo, will put together a game plan to stop Tua. That's what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. Our defense is already pretty good, so the shift in whatever we're going to get from the new coaching might be enough.
That's awesome. I love your passion. Again, I disagree. I'm giving him an L. Next up, this is going to be a tough matchup as well. The Houston Texans come up to the Northeast to take on our Patriots. This is 2 days before my birthday.
I mean,
Houston Texans, man,
the
they
Texans
are an
kept
up-and-coming
CJ
team.
Stroud, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's probably going to be an L.
All right. I'm going to say it's a win.
All right.
I'm going to say it's a win. I have nothing behind that whatsoever. I'm just going to say it's a win. I'm going to say we win at home. Week 7, we're traveling across the pond to have a wicked
London.
early game
Right.
at 6:30 a.m. our time.
Right.
Against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the funny thing about this. Maybe not funny because it involves Trevor Lawrence getting hurt, but that means Mac Jones should be the starting quarterback against the Patriots.
That would be something.
Who wins that game? Let's say Trevor Lawrence is healthy. Jacksonville's doing good.
I'm going to give us the win.
You're going to take the win.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to take the win on that one.
I think
I'm going to take the win on that one. All right. Next up, Aaron Rodgers again. This time he's traveling 4 hours northeast, and he is in Gillette Stadium. It's actually not 4 hours. It's actually probably like 2.5 hours.
Right.
You gave the Patriots a win in New York. Are we sweeping the Jets during the regular season?
I'm going to say yes, but that might be mostly motivated by not liking the Jets. But yeah, I'm going to say yes.
Again, I love you for that.
Do you think they can
win? Gonna disagree again.
You're going to disagree again? You think
because
we won't
Aaron
be the Jets even once
Rodgers.
Next season?
Aaron Rodgers makes a huge difference.
Yeah, but
Aaron Rodgers makes a huge difference over Zach freaking Wilson. Seriously?
Did they even keep Wilson, though? I thought they traded him.
No, they traded him. He's gone.
Yeah.
Done. He will never start again unless 19 other players, including the towel boy, get hurt. And then he will get back on the field. No, he'll play in the preseason. Next up, New England Patriots at the Tennessee Titans. Titans are one of the teams that are projected to be one of the worst teams in the league next year. Yeah. Just to give you a heads up, next to the Patriots, the Panthers, and the Broncos.
Okay.
So
I think we can beat the Titans. I'm gonna give us over the Titans.
Love your optimism again, and I'm gonna agree with it this time. Give me a win. All right. Now we're going up against rookie quarterback, number 1 overall pick, Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears in Chicago on November 10th, Veterans Day weekend. New England Patriots at Chicago Bears. Who wins?
I do have to say, I'm still surprised that with the uptick the Bears had the second half of last season, that they gutted the team and shuffled so hard. Like, that didn't make sense when you were almost able, like, you had a really awful first half of the season, then you came back and almost got yourself in the playoffs, and then you're gonna. So
By then, they
I have
had
a
already
hard
made up
time
their mind.
with them in general, because even though they got the number one pick, that doesn't mean they're going to be using him right off the bat, and that doesn't mean that it'll gel.
Oh, no,
with the
he's
team.
starting. He's starting.
You're sure he's going to start?
Yeah, you don't get rid of Justin Fields if your number one pick isn't going to start. He's starting.
It's hard to know if he's going to gel with the team or he's going to get anywhere. If he does, they'll do really, really well. If they could play anything like they did at the end of last season. But if they really dropped that ball by shuffling a little too hard, then I think they might have screwed themselves.
Did you give them a win or a loss?
Let's go. I'll say loss. Let's say it goes well.
I am going to say win. I think by the time week 10 comes around, who's ever the starting quarterback has both rookies, Polk and Baker, wide receivers, absolutely playing at max for their rookie talent.
Mm.
And I think that offense is starting to move for the New England Patriots, regardless of who's the starting quarterback, even if it's Jacoby still. I think that offense is going to start moving. I'm giving them a win. Next up, the Aaron Donald-less, because he retired at the age of 32, Los Angeles Rams at the New England Patriots. How big of a hole does the loss of Aaron Donald leave on that defensive line? That is a huge loss. Like, there isn't a rookie that you can draft that says, oh, we just made up his production with one draft pick. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Like, your defensive line got worse.
Right.
Way worse.
I'm going to call that a win for us.
Outstanding. And it's in New England. I'm going to give them a win. I'm going to give them a win on that one. It's at home. I'm going to give them a win. Next up, the New England Patriots at the Miami Dolphins. Now, you already said the Patriots can beat the Dolphins once, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to beat them twice, though, so that means I have to put a loss on this one.
All right. That should be just before Thanksgiving, 11/24, maybe just after.
Yeah, right around it.
So there's gonna be a lot of football to watch that weekend. All right.
Nice.
I will give them a loss on that one.
Okay.
Next up, week 13, the Indianapolis Colts head to Foxborough, Gillette Stadium, to take on the New England Patriots. What do you have?
I mean, I think we could win. I don't know if I'm remembering correctly, but I feel like the Colts defense was trash, which is just going to give us some opportunities to get in there.
All right. You're giving them a win. I am going to give them I'm going to give them a loss on that one. I'm going to give them a loss on that one. I don't know why yet, but I've got plenty of time to come up with an excuse for that one. But I'm giving them a loss. I think because the next week they go into their bye week.
Yeah.
So maybe they were looking ahead for their bye week and they just slip up. So, all right, next up after the bye week, Sunday, December 15th, they are right here in the Valley of the Sun against the Arizona Cardinals. Who you got?
I'm going to say win. If by that point in the season we can't beat the Cardinals, we've got some pretty serious issues still.
I'm going to give them a win. We won last year. We were terrible last year, and we beat them last year. One of our only games
that we won last year.
Yeah. But I will say this, though. I expect the Arizona Cardinals to look different because they actually have a true number one wide receiver in Harrison Jr. Right?
Yeah.
6 foot plus. Big guy, was the number one wide receiver. Cardinals did a great job of drafting him. I think he'll have double-digit touchdowns this year as a rookie and potentially get Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
So I will give I'll take that win for the Patriots. Next up, here's where it gets exciting. The first time all season we play the Buffalo Bills is Week 16, December game. in Buffalo.
Oh, geez.
Who wins that game?
I think that'll probably be a loss for us.
I'm going to give them a loss as well. Next up, we got the Chargers at the Patriots. Week 17, which, by the way, doesn't even have a date yet. It just says Week 17. It's the Jim Harbaugh-led Los Angeles Chargers, the new head coach coming out of Michigan.
Okay.
At the Patriots.
I would say a win. I don't know what kind of element the new head coach can bring. So
dude, that offense,
based on what I know of the Chargers.
That offense is going to look weird without Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
It's just going to look really weird without Keenan Allen. So I'm going to give the win to the Patriots on that one.
Okay.
Then the final game of the season, playing twice within 3 weeks, the Buffalo Bills at the New England Patriots to end the season. Do we end with a win? Because we're not making the playoffs.
I don't think we end with a win. I think that's going to be a loss again.
I am going to pick that as a loss.
Yeah.
I'm going against my heart, against my fandom.
Yeah.
Because I think, as a fan, you want them to win every game, but it doesn't mean that they will. So that is what I have got. All right. You know what? Let's save the Cardinals for next week.
Okay.
Because we're hitting our hour mark.
Yes,
so let's save the Cardinals for next week. So what we will do,
football, so.
Let's go ahead and give a shout out to our segment sponsor. Again, Mamba Hot Sauces. Neil and Karen are two of the nicest people in the world you ever meet. Neil is one hell of a cook. Pick up your flavor and your spice at mambahotsauces.com. Also, shout out to Angelica at swflpromos.com for our awesome tumblers. And we've got more.
I put ice in mine yesterday afternoon, and there was still ice in it 24 hours later. Just to say.
It is. I carry mine everywhere. I do 3 to 4 miles a day now when I go off my walks Monday through Friday, and I'm out of shape, but I'm trying to get into shape. So when a fat guy's trying to get into shape, he sweats a lot, which means he needs to replace all that shit with liquid, preferably water, sometimes Pedialyte Sport. But yeah, I take that thing on my walk every time.
Yeah.
Every time. Matter of fact, very few times that no matter what I'm doing, this tumbler is not within 5 feet of me.
Yeah, we took him to the zoo when we did our zoo date.
Took him to the zoo. I take it to the press box with me. They let me in with it.
Yeah.
Because I'm special. He's so special. Yeah. All right. swflpromos.com. Go ahead and pick yours up. She's got a ton of other awesome gear. Hats, shirts, gear, whatever it is you want to look for, Angelica can hook you up. All right, check them out. And remember, if you're looking to start your first sports podcast, you can get a 1-month free trial of Podbean's unlimited hosting plan. Let me show the graphic one last time. There it is. Go to podbean.com/Coach JD. Again, www.podbean.com/Coach JD. The unlimited is what we use. It's what we upload to, and we actually paid by the year. So you actually save more money by paying by the year. So yeah, it was pretty good. It only cost us honestly, $115, $130, something like that for the full year.
Yeah, it was around 100. It was around 100.
It was insane for each account. It was insane. I loved it. All right. Let me check and see if there are any mentions that we have not got yet. That's pretty much it. One final note, as always, shout out to our men and women in uniform, past and present. Thank you very much for your service and your sacrifice. Hooah! Lady M, what is the last word?
Keep loving sports.